Can you believe that spring is around the corner? I know I'm a little bit in shock, but I think it's mostly because I'm in Canada and we've had, at least where I'm from, a very mild winter. So I kind of feel like let's get on with it, let's get to spring, just because it's not been a typical winter for us. However, I do recall a time when it was 30 degrees in March, so not completely unusual, but definitely a very warm and beautiful winter for us, not your typical, and I am here for it. That being said, it makes me think about spring. I'm ready for it. I am ready to see the garden, be outside, get the warm, air, get the snow suits and jackets and everything away. Not that we've really had to wear them much, but that being said, let's talk about spring decor for 2024. So something that I love to do in the springtime is really start flipping out some of those accessories. I think one of the great things when you have a space that's maybe neutral in design or not so specifically in any one style, and even if it is, you can still do this, but basically just refreshing those accessory items. So think your throw pillows, think your throw blankets, think your, coffee table and the accessories. It's really a great time to swap those out and bring in more light colored materials. Now in 2024, we are seeing a big resurgence with pastels and a lot more of those lighter colors. I feel like if you're wanting to embrace some of those really bright and beautiful colors, spring is the perfect time to do it. Start flipping out some of those things with, beautiful pastel pinks and blues and yellows. I mean, we have some great colors on our trend watch for this year, and they will really fit into your accessories for 2024 in an excellent way. And I think that's what I love about spring in general, is that it's such a great time to bring in those really light and beautiful colors to help just liven up the space. I feel like it's that rebirth of the springtime. Spring is a great time for that beautiful, nice, bright color palette to be brought in. Now, talking about a color palette, you know what else is great? That reno project you've had on your mind. I personally feel like spring is such a great time to maybe repaint a space, perhaps change things up. But I feel like springtime is just, I feel like I want to do that. I want to clean stuff out. I want to change things, and I really want a fresh coat of paint. So that is something that is wonderful. When it comes to paint, we have an amazing color trend for this year. If you haven't watched it already, I did do a color trend video. It'll give you some great ideas, but there's beautiful blues and yellows and just beautiful shades of, pastels that are really in style for this year. I'm really loving that like corally pink color. I don't know if it's on trend so much, but I do really love it. So there's just a lot of options when it comes to, trendy looks. But if you're not into trends, even just lightening something up. My bathroom, don't come for me. It's gray, but I bought the house like that. And I'm really thinking of just elevating it with something like a chantilly lace, which is more of a white color. So that is definitely the direction I'm thinking about going in. And then possibly changing the vanity to more of a natural wood tone, something in like a walnut or maybe even lighter than that. Another great decor item to bring in with spring is flowers. I love plants. I feel like I've never not talked about plants, and guess what? That will probably continue. I have maybe a slight obsession. That being said, I'm not a big floral person. I don't normally have a lot of flowers in my space, but there's something about springtime that bringing in more flowers just feels so appropriate. We're so excited for the summer months, and that's the time that things are starting to bloom. So I do think bringing in flowers is great. Now, you could do this through multiple ways. You could have a plant, you could, get fresh cut flowers from the market, but flowers in any form that you choose to bring them in is great. If you don't want to do like fresh cut flowers, because they can be costly to do, you can buy plants that flower as well, and it's a beautiful time to see them all start to come out. Another area that we can start thinking about is patio, because patio season is around the corner. I think it's great to start looking now if you are looking to refresh your outdoor space, because you can really start thinking about, do I need new pillows? Do I need new cushions? Or do I just need a whole new set? I think that's the great part about the springtime and, thinking about patio season is, you know what, it's time that we could maybe, gussy it up a little bit. So if you're like me and you already have an existing set that works well, it's also a great time to think about maybe adding in some extra little touches. So for my set, I would love to maybe add in some side tables, an outdoor rug. I feel like it could use a little bit of grounding. Although I do love my patio set, I do feel like, adding a few extra little items in for the springtime is a great time to get it all ready for the summer months when you're going to enjoy it, all the time. Another thing that I absolutely, love to do in the springtime is get those deep cleans done so that it is ready for the summer months. So that's a really great time when you're thinking about your spring refresh, especially your outdoor patio furniture, is to start thinking about, getting some of that, fabrics cleaned and all that kind of stuff before you really want to enjoy it and use it day after day. Something else that I've really loved for the outdoor is outdoor candles, even if they're faux candles or outdoor, lighting. I feel like lighting is always such a big factor in all of our interior and exterior design projects. And I feel like it's a great time to start thinking about your outdoor patio space as an extension of your indoor space. So that means think about bringing in some of that ambient lighting, especially for those evening soirees when you have your friends over for perhaps some cocktails and just to enjoy a beautiful evening out in the patio. So that is a great area that you can bring in some additional lighting, whether it's string lighting or candle lighting, or even they have these beautiful soft globes and different things that can sit within the patio or the yard and just add that extra little bit of ambiance throughout your space. Also think about bringing in some solar lighting, up lighting and down lighting, perhaps on gardens or shrubbery, or even some of the different, pieces throughout your back patio. It really depends on, kind of the setup that you have going on. So I feel like this is a great time to start thinking about those, and starting to build them into the plan for the springtime. Now, talking about hosting events, I find the springtime is a great time to start thinking about those extra little pieces. So thinking about changing out maybe your dishware for the summer months, perhaps maybe adding in new table runners or accessories that you use, whether it's indoor or outdoor dining and entertaining. It's a fun time to really think about livening up your dining and entertainment decor. And it doesn't mean you have to go crazy. HomeSense is great, but just finding some fun, fresh spring pieces, maybe some brighter colors, will really elevate your decor going into the summer months. And I don't know about you, but I feel like I hermit all winter, so I am ready to entertain come summer months, at least here in Canada where we have winter. Talking about, entertaining and having people over, one of the first things people see is your front porch or your front entranceway, and I need to get a new doormat. I don't know what happened. Ours just kind of fell apart this winter. We get a lot of salt here, so things don't always hold up super well. So refreshing your front door area is such a great way to just bring that springtime in. So thinking about a new doormat, perhaps if you like to have something hanging on the door, updating that to a nice spring motif, perhaps something with beautiful floral arrangements on it that will really drive that spring feeling. So with the front porch, I think about bringing in things like a nice spring wreath. I don't know if everybody does wreaths anymore. I still really do like them. I feel like it really, creates a beautiful story for the front of your home. And having the new doormat, a new wreath, maybe some potted plants, and getting everything ready to even add your summer or spring plants in. I know it's a little bit early, at least here, to be thinking about planting outdoor flowers, but getting everything ready to, bring those florals in and just updating and lightening. Say you have some seats or some cushions, you can really think about this front area, this introduction to your home with a nice, beautiful spring feeling. And I know for myself, that is high up on the list because I love to have a beautiful, welcome mat and just have that whole ambiance when you enter the house. And I don't have that going on right now. So that is on the agenda for spring. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoy getting ready for spring. I know I am, and we will talk to you on the next one. If you enjoyed today's video, definitely check out the color design trends for 2024. It'll help give you some inspirations of different colors that you could potentially use in your spring 2024 update.